People always ask me, what is PR? Most girls think the life of a PR girl is all about parties, fashion, and social media. I'm Alexandra Moresco, and I'm going to show you the grit and grind behind what it really takes to be a PR girl.
Is everyone excited or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You guys all look amazing, first of all, I just want to say. So we're done filming officially. Yeah. Alex, tell me how it feels to be done.
It's really exciting. I mean, I just can't wait to see the whole thing together, and it's going to be so incredible to look back at the high points of, you know, not just work, but with you guys. I mean, when else do we get to do that? Never.
So Sarah, as her best friend and upcoming maid of honor in her wedding, tell me what it was like for you filming.
It was fun. It was kind of fun to see Alex in that role where I feel like I've seen her kind of in the leadership role, but then to have people talk to her about what she does was so fun to kind of just, I don't know, it was just really fun to watch her. I don't know how else to say that. It was great to see her and to meet everyone, and kind of just, it was fun.
One thing that the audience was so obsessed over was how you guys all met, particularly how you guys all know Alex. So Sam, we'll start with you. How did you and Alex meet?
We met in grad school, first night of class, and we just gravitated towards each other, and I'm so glad because I met a best friend for life.
Mary, how did you and Alex meet?
Alex and I met through a midlife crisis of mine. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I just reached out to one of my colleagues, and I was like, okay, so what do I do with my life? I like this, this, and this. He's like, well, from this whole conversation, I can definitely tell you that you need to meet this girl named Alex. And Alex and I tried to schedule a bunch of times, and with our crazy life, we finally got to meet each other, and I told her all about my life, vice versa, and we're like, oh my God, we're like the same person, except you're a little bit older. And I don't know, from then on, I started helping her out with a bunch of events, and you know, I really do see her as like a big sister.
Yeah. So speaking of just helping each other out in what you guys do professionally, this season, Alex came up with a really good idea for the PR panel that we threw and that the audience got to see you orchestrate. Alex, tell us how you came up with the idea for the PR panel and how that came to be.
That's something that's been in my head for a few years now, and I just really admire other strong women, and it wasn't the same crowd of people you always see. So that's kind of how I came up with that, and then it was just so nice meeting you and bringing it to life and truly getting such a great panel of women together.
So Mary, when Alex came to you and you guys had lunch that day that we saw and asked you to host the panel, what was your initial reaction?
I was actually a bit surprised. I didn't think I would be her first pick, honestly, but I was super flattered, and I had so much fun because not only was it just a really good time, it was something that I worked on my craft. You know, I never really hosted something that cool, and for me to just kind of learn how to do that and just be there with amazing women, just how you said, it's really such a good feeling to have so many powerful women in one room. That was just, it was amazing.
How do you feel you did now that you've lived through that experience hosting your first live event?
You killed it.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So Sam, we didn't get to see that much of your professional career during the show, but I do want to, for the audience, let them know. So what is it, you're in grad school with Alex.
Yes.
What is it that you're doing now, and what are your plans in the whole PR?
Yeah, so I had an internship that actually just ended this summer, and that was at a advertising agency, and I discovered that I think that I really want to get into strategic planning. So those are my future goals, and heading back into school with that in mind, I think I'm going to try to get another internship for the spring, and then when I graduate, we'll take it from there. We'll see.
You know, internships, I think someone said it on the panel, internships and relationships are, you know, better than books. I think it was Victoria Kent who said that, because it's true. You know, establishing the relationships that you are now through your internships and your relationships here is really the way to, you know, move your professional space forward. So I want to switch gears a little bit to fashion, because all of you guys like killed the game the whole time, but everyone's looking at Sarah because you know I'm about to hit on you with your fashion game, because it's literally on 10. So like, tell us about your fashion evolution, Sarah, and like how you have this eye and like what you wore all season.
So my evolution across my whole life.
Wow.
Or just, so some backstory. I used to be extremely preppy. I would say up until sophomore year of college, moved to Chicago, and Chicago's just kind of been, just like the city has been a big inspiration for me. So I got a lot edgier, a lot more street. So for this season, I kind of just wanted to wear all VMR brands just because that's where I work. So I wanted to support, and that's real life. Like I mostly only wear VMR brands because why not? I mean, we have the best brands in my opinion anyway. So I wore a lot of VMR brands. I just wore kind of, I don't think I bought anything new for the show. I just wore what I had. And a lot of it's streetwear, a lot of it's very urban, a little edgy, but I always like to have a girly flair just because I feel like that honestly is what looks best on my body, because I have a womanly figure.
Well, you are a woman.
Yeah, I am indeed a woman. Yeah, so I just wear, like my style is like, I always called it feminine edge, and then someone told me that sounded like a razor. So the feminine edge is the best way to describe it, because it's very girly, and like girly edge just doesn't sound
as edgy.
As cool, so it's feminine edge.
Yeah.
Not a razor.
You killed the game
Thank
this
you.
season with your fashion. Behind the scenes also, like we all were secretly trying to hook you up like at every chance that we got, like with boyfriends, dates.
Sorry.
It never it never panned out.
No.
But are you dating anybody now? Like,
no, I'm not dating. Everyone's offers failed this season. So one of these days, I'm sure someone, probably myself to be honest, will find me a boyfriend. But no.
What about
sadly,
online dating?
I can't with the online dating, you guys. It just really stresses me out. I feel like I'm like, no, I don't like it. I don't know. It makes me like really nervous, even talking about it, obviously.
right, she's like,
I get like really stressed out
sweating.
talking about like online dating.
So you won't find her on Bumble.
Yeah, well honestly, I have an account. Follow me on Bumble.
Sarah Aiken. Find her on Bumble, Sarah Aiken.
What's your Bumble?
I won't
Bumble
actually though.
bio?
I'll never reach out to you because I'm like the worst to be on Bumble, because on Bumble you have to have like the girls message first, and I just like will never message anyone first. So now I'm just on Bumble as like a rouge. It's so stupid.
So stupid.
I just like will swipe and be like, oh, he thinks I'm cute, and then I'll be like, okay, that's all.
Hold on. So I'm really glad that we got to highlight your gala, the Sublime Soiree, because it really put a bright, shiny light on Lyme disease, first of all, and having a positive light shown on it in a way that says it's not the end. Like your speech was everything that night. It's not the end of your life. It's just the beginning of like a new way of living so that you can have a healthy lifestyle. So talk to us about what it felt like for you to like throw that event and have it be so successful from literally the first run at it.
When I finally got diagnosed with Lyme, I just kind of wanted to do something about it and give myself, you know, that purpose again, because I think obviously having something is terrible, like Lyme disease, and I think the first thing people say when you tell them you have Lyme is, oh, that's great, you only have Lyme disease, and what they don't realize is that it's something that's incredibly difficult to treat. So just kind of throwing that in order to educate people here in Chicago, where so many people shockingly have it, A, or B, don't know that they have it. And then actually finding out that people were interested and it was successful, because I mean we had 300 tickets to sell, and I think we sold accidentally over 300 tickets. And we beat our goal. We raised over $60,000, and our fundraising goal was half of that. I know that like doesn't even make a dent in medical research, but knowing that we could even do that and contribute in some way to Global Lyme Alliance and finding a cure just means so much to me.
So do you see this becoming an annual event here in Chicago?
Yeah, absolutely. We're already talking about next year, and I'm already kind of planning some smaller but maybe more impactful fundraising initiatives throughout the year. So it'll be fun, yeah.
So we were all obviously thrilled that the event went off without a hitch. We made some really good friends that night. Your client, Chris Jones, was here that evening. I think all of us, maybe Sarah, you went there that night where we went to go see Chris at Zanies. But it was Zanies, right? Yeah. He's hilarious. We've spent a lot of time with him this summer, which was a lot of fun. Talk to us about how that relationship came to be.
So Chris Jones is like my favorite human. He's so funny, and no matter what, him and I just have an amazing time together. I know I've talked about this before, but he is the only client I've ever worked with where him and I have moments where we're like in New York or we're in LA or whatever, and we'll look at each other and be like, oh my God, how did we get here? You know, like this is incredible. But he performed at my high school, and somehow we became Facebook friends. And fast forward to like my senior year of college, he was on America's Got Talent. It was the most viral video that ever, went on AGT. It was the most viewed episode still to this day. And I like got a Facebook message from him like, hey, I think you do PR and I think I need your help, and would you work with me? And like that was on a Friday night. We met the very next day actually at Soho House, and he signed my contract and we started working together, and from there on out it's just been so incredible.
Yeah.
My title for him is publicist, but I'm really more of a manager, and he jokes around and calls me his momager. Because I do a lot of things that a normal publicist would not do. But I think that people assume the life in PR is like really glamorous, and in reality a lot of the time it is just you and your client, and you telling him like what he can and can't say and why, and him telling you a week before he goes to Japan that he's going to Japan to like film a TV special, and you're just like, okay, how can I help? Like, let's do it, it's gonna work. So yeah, I think it is definitely eye-opening.
Okay, so it's been a great summer, you guys, and I just want to get a feel from each of you really quickly. We'll start with you, Sam. What was your favorite part of the summer?
I think I would have to say the Sublime Soiree, because watching Alex work so hard on it and then it come together like that, it was just an amazing, beautiful night, and I was so proud of her.
So Sarah, what about you? What was your favorite part of the summer?
I think my favorite part of the summer, was just planning everything with Alex. So kind of planning the Sublime Soiree, planning the wedding, planning the bachelorette party, and then getting to attend all of these events that we had worked so hard on was just really fun to hang out. Alex and I always say, if we can just do cool shit together for the rest of our lives, then we'll be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll skip over you for a second, Alex, and we're going to go to Mary and ask her, what was your favorite part of the summer?
My favorite part, and I feel like you feel me on this, is meeting all of my co-stars, because I love meeting new people, and I just gained some really cool friendships, and these girls are absolutely fucking badass. So I think definitely absolutely going to the event and getting everything together, but definitely meeting really awesome people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alex, what about you?
So my favorite part of the summer has to be twofold, because number one, I think everyone really flourished in their own way this summer. Like Sam got this really kick-ass internship and obviously killed it. Mary is the host of an incredible podcast and just has taken it totally the next level. Sarah, you are just so crazy talented with all the design and social media you do. I can't even handle it sometimes. So I'm just so proud of everyone in their own way, and seeing your friends come up is the best feeling. And then also, not to jump on the bandwagon, but I have to say the Sublime Soiree was amazing, and just like all of the hard work from pulling that together, and the bachelorette party was like obviously such a highlight with everyone, and I just don't really think we'll be able to top this summer. I don't know, it's definitely gonna be a challenge next summer.
I just really want to thank all of you guys for being a part of that, and cheers to next summer, bitches.
Yay!
Everybody wants to make you feel. Everybody wants to take and steal. I'm running out, dodging encircled iron mouth, course of ignorance leading to nowhere. Everybody wants to make you feel. Everybody wants to take and steal. Facing